Alright, I'm back. I got the new time clock. It's really easy to change. Let's do it. So here they are side by side. This one on the left, the one I'm taking out, it's actually pretty cool because it can run off of 48 to 72 volts DC or 100 to 160 volts AC with 45 to 60 hertz. It's more universal than this one, whereas this one over here is only 110 to 120 volts AC at 60 hertz. Cool, huh? Tiny little washer and a spacer. And I'm gonna make sure I got all my hardware, all 4 sets of pieces. Now then, what's the way we do it? One wire at a time, right? Or actually, well, we do this first, so. Now my camera didn't quite get in the frame here, but what I was saying is we do this one wire at a time. There's only 4 wires. It's not very difficult, but I think I get it back in the shot here in just a few minutes. Now I think a flathead screwdriver is the best thing you can have for taking spade connectors off of their male terminals or the female connectors off the terminals, especially when they're really tight, because they're really hard to try to pull. Even with needle nose, sometimes it can get difficult and you can get yourself hurt. So even if, you know, you think to yourself, you know, that you're just like, you're so smart, you know, kind of like me, you can never go wrong doing it one wire and one terminal at a time. Don't stress that enough. So there we are, we're all finished. It's pretty simple how this works. You get power that comes in here that powers the clock and keeps the clock time. And this is a normally closed contact, normally open contact. So we were wired into 5 and 3, so that means that whenever these are down like this, that's the normal position apparently. And then when we go like, now, let's see, try that again. When we go here, it opens and goes to 4, which there's nothing there. And then when we come here, it closes again and sends power back to all this stuff. Pretty neat, huh? Ooh, I have a wire that came out. There it is. So you gotta watch out for stuff like that. Wow, that's a short freaking wire. Okay, well that wire was from my power toggle switch, came unplugged when I pulled it out because it was too short. Okay, let's set the clock now. Okay, it's 5:38. Oh, so close. So what you want to do here, you see the AM right there and the PM right there? Turn it clockwise, and every time this little hand goes around, it's going to go 8, 9, 10, and it's a clock. So we're going to go all the way back around to 5 a.m. There we are, 5 a.m., 5:38. Now once you get there, you can push the little hand around. 5:38 is going to be something like right there, I think. Okay, but we're probably going to have to go forward a little bit. Now the guy said that they're closed from 9 to 9, or they want it off from 9 to 9, and he asked me to set all these things to have the defrost every 15 minutes like they had it. So this thing should be off right now, actually. So 9 to 9 is how it's set, and then the remaining times, let's see, so let's let it go into defrost for the last 45 minutes of every hour. I'm all shaky. Okay, so I think that'll work for me. It's 5:40 now. That's probably too much, but I'm gonna leave it. So we're gonna plug it in. All right. And I got my toggle switch. Let's see what happens if I shut that off, if it keeps time. Because they've been coming in here and shutting it off every night. Okay, so it has been off for 5 minutes, and well, 5:46, and well, what do you know? The clock is not moving with it. So I'm gonna have to tell the manager about that, and tell him that he's gonna have to tell them guys not to turn that switch off, otherwise this is gonna screw it all up. I want to make sure that this thing goes into a cycle by itself, that the clock keeps going, and that we don't have any problems going into defrost or coming out of defrost. So on and off for the next maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45. I want to see it go in and out of defrost. Because of those settings right there. 15 minutes, it'll go on. 15 minutes, it'll go off. Back and forth a couple of times. Oh, and by the way, in case y'all don't know, these types of units that have a fan on them, the walls or the rails don't freeze. They don't have evaporators in there. I mean, you've got to have covers on the cold rails also, or either a cover or pans have to be sitting and everything. You can't have open, exposed openings. Right now, the top section is sitting at 67. When I come back in a little bit, like 15 or 20 minutes, it should have gone down. We'll see. I forwarded this a little bit. I scooted it forward so that it's almost about ready to click. That way I don't have to wait another 15 minutes, and then I can just shut the switch off in a little bit for 15 minutes to let it catch up. But I still want to see that come on, so I'm just waiting. It has came on at 6:30. We're down to 58, and it's still 10 minutes ahead of what the actual time is. Going down fast. At 6:45, I should see it shut off. Okay, so it's 6:59. My clock should say 7:10, and it's in an on cycle, so it looks like it's working. The clock is not stopping. It's gone into a defrost, out of a defrost, into a defrost, out of another defrost, and we're good. I like it. So I'm gonna shut this off for 10 minutes while I fill out my ticket. It is right there how you do it. To be perfect all the way around the clock. It goes into defrost every 45 minutes to hour mark. And we are at 7:09. Pretty damn close to 7:09. It's not going to matter though anyways, because these guys turn this thing off every night. And there we are. We're all done.